The first to bring you the hottest DJ gear on the planet. We are agiprodj.com.
Hey everybody, it's Rick. Today we're looking at another application video out in the wild on the wireless speaker systems. I've done a few of those videos and I want to show something that I've never showed before, and that's how to use a system like those to do a wireless relay. Most of the time we think about doing speaker A, which is close to you, to a remote speaker B. What I want to show is how you can go from A to B and then from B to C and possibly D. So I want to show you how that works, and then I'm going to wrap up the video with a couple of issues and comments that I've heard throughout the country of these systems and why people think that maybe it's not the best choice. I'm actually going to clarify some of those questions, and by the end of it, hopefully you'll feel the way that I do, that these are hands down the best way to transmit audio from one speaker to a remote speaker, hands down. So I'm just going to walk you right through it. I'm going to ask for forgiveness up front if some cords aren't quite wrapped up the way that they are, because we're still in the process of setting up, but I want to show you how I've created a wireless relay for this particular wedding. This is the reception spot, and if you can take a look at what we have, we've got a gazebo that's about 200 feet away. If you were to run XLR cable, which I used to do years ago, it's about 200 feet to get there. And then I've also got a cocktail/dinner hour of some tables that are set up here. There needs to be sound reinforcement to cover those areas for those times as well. So I'm just going to fire up a track and walk you through how this relay works. First thing that's going on is this is the reception sound system going to a pair of K12s. I have an XLR cable from one of the 12s that's routed to a K8 that's over here on the tripod. Again, forgive all the clutter and the shark fins and stuff. This all goes away when the ceremony's over. The shark fins come down. I've got a transmitter up here already, and it's already tuned into a frequency, but since the speaker's up in the air, all I gotta do is turn it on. And so all the work has been done ahead of time to match the frequency up with a matching receiver for a K8 that's located all the way across the room. A couple of objections I'm going to cut off at the pass right now. There will be guys that are just chomping at the bit to tell me, well, you've got two speakers facing each other, you're going to get cone filtering effects, and I understand all that stuff, but number one, that speaker is more geared towards this direction. The other remote speaker is facing and turned a different direction. There may be some funky filtering that goes on in the very center, but I'm not really concerned about that. The other thing is, I had a guy once tell me in a YouTube video, well, the only reason that they're doing these systems is because they're too lazy to run cable. I'm not a lazy guy, but I'm a smart guy, and I use technology to our advantage. Just imagine running an XLR cord across the grass. I mean, that's a good 75, 80 feet away. You'd have to have a carpet runner to put over the top of all these cables in order to cover that up. It's a tripping hazard. You're going to cause somebody to fall. This is a smart way to cover the job. Let's go to remote speaker B, the second one in the chain. So, again, forgive the cords as soon as we're live, and this is a real event that started. All these things are going to be looking much, much better. The other part of the benefit of these is they're so small. Transmitter and receiver, they can fit in the palm of your hand, and that's what makes it so great. The first thing we got to do to get the remote speaker dialed in is use the receiver. Be sure to watch our video on how to supply AC power. I showed a video on how to do this, and again, one of the objections that comes up is, love the convenience and the battery powered option, but what if I'm doing cage fights or an event that lasts for longer than 10 or 12 hours? We have a solution now for AC power. Or if you don't want to dispose of batteries in the landfills throughout the country, watch this video, it's really cool. This is a receiver. It's already synced to the transmitter from the speaker we just came from. Take a look if you can and get the camera nice and close. RF, that's the signal strength on the very left hand side. AF is your sound activity. That's the sound coming in from the track we were listening to. Those levels give me a lot of confidence. The AF is adjustable from the receiver side of it, and you know, I can definitely help get those settings dialed in for you. So that's the receiver. We're going to put that back up here. We're going to power the speaker on. And again, this is our cocktail and dinner speaker. It's always better to have two speakers cover an area like this rather than one. It makes no sense to blast the people that are within 15 feet of you, and yet the people at the far ends can't hear what you're doing. And there we go. Sounds really good. Next thing we got to do is take a look. We got a ceremony right there. We have to transmit from this speaker now to point C and D, which is the two remote speakers down by the ceremony. So we've got a transmitter right here. We've dialed in a separate frequency. So it would be a separate frequency to push out another signal to a different receiver. AF activity tells me there's signal being provided to the transmitter. We'll put that up there and we'll make the chords nice and pretty later. Let's go to the ceremony and check it out. So this would be point C in the whole chain. What we're going to do here, these receivers have already been synced to the transmitter. We turn that bad boy on. We look for the RF signal. That gives us our signal strength. You see the AF, which is the sound coming into it, bouncing around real nice. We put that bad boy up there, flip the power on. Eventually this speaker is going to be much higher up in the air to cover the people in the back ends of the ceremony, but for now it's down low. Check out the next one. A lot of people ask the question, can you use multiple receivers with one transmitter? The answer to that question is yes. It works a lot like an FM radio tower from your local FM station that you like to listen to in the car. 1,000 cars on the road can listen to one transmitter. Just doesn't work the other direction. So this is a second receiver synced to the original transmitter that was over on the far end of the cocktail area. Take a look if you can with the camera, get nice and close. The RF is our signal strength. We love that to be nice and high. The AF is bouncing around. It means it's got sound. We got a little critter in the back of our speaker. We can get him out of there. Turn this up and we're going to listen to this. And then we're going to cover a couple of other comments that I've heard people mention that will hopefully make sense. And there we go. So this is what it sounds like, the entire system, nice and clear, great sonic fidelity. One of the comments that I hear that comes up on the forums, and some people that talk to me about it specifically, they say, well, Rick, I'm concerned about the bottom end frequency being able to reproduce frequencies that are low enough to be heard for subwoofers in particular. There are people out there that say that these particular Sennheiser products don't work effectively, but to that I would say that bass players throughout the world use these systems successfully. I'm not a bass player, my son is, and he's a remarkable one, and from what I understand, a 5-string bass guitar on a low B string, when you pluck it, you can get down to 31 hertz, and some bass players will tell you it's down to 25, but regardless, the point is, if those guys are using these systems, I am more than confident when it comes to getting great sound from a DJ system. Song's got some good bottom end to it. And they go down to 25 hertz, so you'll have no problem whatsoever getting good frequency reproduction from 25 hertz, and these are rated all the way up to 18 kilohertz. Doesn't quite go up to 20, but then again, the human ear probably can't discern between 18 and 20 kilohertz anyway. The other thing that sometimes comes up is what about the delay? And if you're watching this video and you haven't thought it already, It's like, well, the delay has probably got to be terrible. Well, it's not, and it's not for two different reasons. The speed of transmission from these wireless systems is faster than cable. Number one, because we've got a straight line. If you just kind of look at what you would have to do if you ran XLR cable, you'd have to run it all the way down the flower beds. I used to run it underneath the bridge so it wasn't a tripping hazard to people. Underneath the bridge, all the way across, all the way around the flower beds. It was 200 feet of XLR cable. Wireless is a straight line. So point A to B, B to C, and B to D is all a straight line. The second thing to consider is that cable has an inherent velocity factor. It's about 12%. So the very resistance nature of a cable reduces the speed of transmission about 12%. Combine that with line of sight barriers that you're not getting a straight line with cable, and you've got a system that is arguably faster than a wire. And I've got a wireless mic here to kind of prove that point as well. We're going to talk into it. Helps if you turn it up. So just to review, we've got a handheld transmitter that's going to shark fins, that's going to a reception sound system, out to a K12, wired to a K8, wireless from K81 to K82, wireless from K82 to K10 number 1 and K10 number 2. I don't hear any delay. And I've actually had people perform at this ceremony location. Professional vocalists have sang over the top of a backing track without the use of a monitor. It's as close to real time as I can think of with a system like this. So you're looking at the delay that you're hearing right now, real time. My lips are moving and you see the speaker and you hear it. So that's it. The wireless speaker systems, we feel like they really are the best solution out there, the most portable, the least conspicuous, highest quality. They flat out just work, and I appreciate everybody's interest that's been supportive of these systems, and I see them now starting to be used in all other parts of the country. For more information and specifications of the system, what it includes and all that stuff, I've got links in this video that will show you where you can go to get them. And I appreciate you watching very much. Take care and best of luck in everything that you do.